remember now those childhood days gone by. You woke up with the morning sun. It was warm and live and fun. I'm a roll, don't turn around, I'm a
Hello friends, fans and enemies, welcome to another Zane-Destiny video. This is a very early in the morning and a very late video on a store local tournament I attended last week on a Digimon card game. So on Monday 13th, it was I believe it was a 10 a.m. event, which was pretty early for me. Where they did like a local where it was about 16 players, so it was 4 rounds. Unfortunately, I only played 3 of the 4 rounds because I had to rush my way to work, but did consistently better than normal. So out of the 3 matches I played, I only won 1 match, in total winning 4 out of 9 games. It would have been nice to see how the 4th game would have went, but well, I think considering the way I was playing, which was I did do a few misplays, I probably wouldn't have been so confident I would have won that bout. So I am going to show the deck profile. This will possibly be the last time for a while you will see the yellow deck profile. So I've done up to 5 versions of this, and now it's time to put it aside and I'll start playing some purple afterwards. And the reason why I'm recording so late is because work was hectic. The reason why I'm recording so early is because I'll be attending a tournament later on today, if it's still on actually. Tonight will be the first time I'll be running my purple deck, so expect another deck profile after this later at some point. So we'll start off with the babbies, the Digitama. I went for the 3 Koromon and the 2 Upamon. Upamon came up quite a lot. That it was nice to have that draw power. Koromon, I believe I got its effect off a couple of times. Unfortunately, there would have been one time where it would have been an epic getting rid of a Tactomon, but I misplayed myself so badly that I messed up completely. I'm happy with these ratios. It's nice to have the Koromon just for that emergency minus 1k, and Upamon I saw enough in order to get to the draw 1. So moving forward in the foreseeable future, these are good. Unless I get the consistency of bringing out more bodies in the field, then Koromon might switch to Pikmon. We'll see. Moving on to the rookies, I only played the 1 Lotmon. I didn't really use his effect that much, so I went back to basics a little. Well, version 4 was just utterly suicidal. So I played a lot more carefully. There was cards I was interested in picking up, but I thought it's better to have more security in my area just to stall out a little longer. It was nice seeing what was there. So if there was one game I had about a few blockers in the field, I must have had about 5, and I picked and choose when the opponent would attack my security. And if I knew it was going to be like a tamer, for example, I was going to let it go. So Lotmon, I might get rid of him completely to replace him with another card, but he was okay. I liked his ratio. Of course, standard for Pulsemon. If you got free memory, you get to draw a card and gain a memory. The memory side of things, I don't really care of too much. I mostly just want to draw the card. Yeah, he's always going to be a 4 in any yellow deck I play, no matter what. 3 Bushi, so I believe compared to version 4, which was horrendous, I upped this to guide to 3. I experienced my first Bushi for game for this guy against a purple player. I think he was doing like a OTK rush or something like that. But well, I got the effect off on If I use Angewomon, Inheritable, or Lord Nightmon effect, push you for game. Um, I, I might just keep him at 3. So I do feel that this whole deck was decent. I was just very inconsistent with my plays. Mixture of fatigue or early morning or just seeing new faces, who knows. The recovery package. So I played the one. I bumped this down to 1. The recovery pattern bond if I had 1 security or less. Um, as much as I like this guy, he's not seen as much play anymore. I mean, that's the reason I bumped him down to 1. And it's to, well, with the tournament, it was either I was at too much security or the opponent managed to get rid of all my security before I can even play this guy. Um, as much as I hate to say it, I think I might just get rid of him. I don't know. Maybe in another set where he become a bit more relevant. Who knows? The other recovery option was Salah. So Salah was my used to be my go-to. I like her at 2 copies. She's pretty good. I'll put her in the center so you guys could actually get a good look at her. Um, of course, my opponents are sort of getting a bit wise to her effect. They understand that if I have 3 or less security, I can use her to recover. She still got her effect off pretty consistently. There was a couple. Again, there was a couple of opponents that are wise to her wisecracks now. So she, which is a good thing really, because people see her as a threat. They're going to want to find different ways to get rid of her without me recovering. Because the one thing that some people realize when playing against me is I enjoy recovering, and I have varied ways of manipulating my security. Not effectively or in a damaging sort of way, but I can potentially switch to a stall game if needed. So yeah, Salah is at a good spot for 2 copies. I'm happy about that. Um, Next is the starter deck Patamon. This is the one that if you reduce an opponent's inheritable, if you reduce an opponent's Digimon's DP to 0, you gain a memory. Got the effect off relatively well. I feel like potentially I need to run either more copies of this or find a better way of doing it. If I did get rid of the Lotmon, I'll bump this up to 3 or even 4 if I get rid of the original patter. I kind of like the idea of running different kinds of patters in the deck, but if they're not doing me any favors, then there's no point keeping them. Next is Cutemon. Um, I take this in here to prevent any disabsorption. I didn't go across anyone that was playing green, so unfortunately Cutemon saw no play. So I 50-50 about I think I will keep him in there because it is a good effect. It's like Gazimon prevents other effects from other effects and gaining memory except for Tamers. Coupon's like a good slash defense sort of card. And played 1 Starmons. Now I hear you saying, why are you only playing 1? I only had 1. I do have more now, thankfully. But definitely I can see the positives of this guy. So I will up the number of either if I don't up the number of this to 4, I'll probably up this guy to 2, or get rid of a Q and put I don't know. It's all up in the air with me, but I do like Starmon. It'll be nice to see him in the hand, so when you get the summoning effects of other cards, he's on the board. It's nice. One thing I definitely will be knocking down is the BT3 Salamon. So this was kind of like my pseudo replacement of Starmons because I only had one of them. This one has an inheritable that one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 1000 DP for the turn. So like Starmon it's not affected by a number of security for reducing DP, whereas other BT3 to BT4 cards seem to rely on you having 3 security to pull that effect off. Whereas Salamon is when attacking, you minus 1000, which would have saw play if I didn't misplay it, if I didn't misplay the number of attacks. But yeah, definitely this will be becoming another Starmon because yellow is probably better for on play effects rather than when attacking effects. But um, majority of the rookies, I was happy with their numbers, but as I said, there will be a number of changes. So get rid of those. Okay, next we are going to the champions. The champions setup is pretty standard. So I've got the two of the one cost Digivolution for Tyriamon. Uh, one cost 6k. I'm not going to say any more about that. Uh, same thing with this guy. Pitamon, obviously, staple of 4. Uh, he's your backup blocker. He's only 5k, he can easily get rid of, but you're mostly using for his one cost Digivolution. That's all I'm going to say about that. And you've got your starter deck Unimon, which is a 2 cost blocker. Better than Pido because he's got 6k instead of 5k. So, yeah. Like I said, at one game I must have had at least 5 blockers out, but then my opponent did brick very hard. So it was kind of an empty victory, but I'll take that win because they won the game. They won the match entirely. So, yeah. And just be well, at the moment I've only got 8 champions. I wanted one extra, and I wanted something that was cheap that could be hard played. So I brought out the BT3 Gasamon, which is same effect as the rookie Salamon, that when attacking one of your opponent's Digimon gets a minus 1000 DP. Unfortunately, didn't really get the effect off because the opponents were pretty consistent in finding different ways to get rid of my Digimon. Like, Earthshaker is annoying. um, but yeah, it was. I mostly put this in here because of its inheritable and its play cost of 4. Because I can understand that sometimes I could be rookie locked. Well, I shouldn't be rookie locked in this deck, but I might be at 3 memory, and uh, I haven't got many plays apart from Digivolving a rookie. So I felt like playing a 4 cost to give my opponent 1. I did do a lot of memory choking in this tournament, which I'm learning. I'm learning. But the opponent's, well, Tactomon is an issue against this deck. Well, it wouldn't have been an issue if I was paying attention, because Tactomon's effect, that if it's the only Digimon, it gets all 3 of its effects popping off. And I kind of played into that one point where I choked him at 1 memory, and yeah, I ended up destroying 1 Digimon, and I went to his turn, and he was able to get all the effects off, and I was like, oh gosh, you played yourself. Anyways, level 5s, the 1 Siren, uh, similar sort of reason to the Gato. It's a cheap cost level 5, so if I wanted to quickly get into a level 6, this guy's good. Plus, it's a 2 cost to Digivolve, so he's my cheapest Digivolution for level 5. Uh, Staple of the 4 Angelmon. Again, everyone is aware of this card. They are aware of how dangerous it is. Most people still forget that she has -2 to security attack to one of the opponent's Digimon. So that's something that still gets people. But everyone is aware that if she gets her inheritable off, if you have 3 off your security, you can summon a level 3. People understand she can make things into a bit swarmy. So people are finding reasons to get rid of her, and unfortunately, they're doing it pretty consistently. What is it? Purple has good removal. Yellow has its DP reduction, so she's only 6k, so she's not that hard to lower to 0. Some people are playing Hell's Gate, obviously. So yeah, she's still going to be a 4 of mine in a deck, but people are aware. They know. They know. The Recovery Angel Woman, still love it playing her in this. She's 1 cheaper than the Swarm Angel Woman, I guess you can call her. Plus, she has higher DP. But yeah, free security, you recover 1. Still happy with like 1 of her. The 1 War Growlmon, got his effect off a couple of times. Still happy with him. Still need to um, learn to play him well, basically. Because I'll be honest, the one time where I think I ran about four of him, I've been kind of off. He's kind of put a bad taste in my mouth. So I'm always hesitant to either playing him. I always play Andrew Woman over Wargroundmon, which I should like really reconsider. I mean, one of my opponents, one of their turns, they must have taken it about 8 minutes or more to really think about their plays. So potentially, I mean, I'm a patient person. Potentially, I could probably take extra time to think about my plays. I don't know, but thinking's not my strong suit. And as additional tech, same thing with the Guttermon, same thing with the Salamon. This Magna Angemon from the starter deck is when attacking, one of your opponent's Digimon loses minus 1000. So the ideal dream is to stack the three of them on top of each other. So when you're attacking, minus 3000. Not really to get rid of over any big bodies, maybe get rid of level 3, um, or even potentially lower the DP of level 5 or level 6 to a reasonable level. Um, this guy, if I played it properly, I would have been able to lower the DP of Attactamon and actually attacked with my other level 6 to basically get rid of the Attactamon. But I horribly misplayed. And yeah, again, I'm just not good at the game. I'm just not good at playing. I'm too reactionary. I'm not thinking. Okay, getting to level sixes. The Golden Boy, 3 War Grey. Um, he's done me favors. If I was thinking clearly, I would have got his effects off better. But against the purple player who's doing the OTK, bless his little heart, he got rid of 2 War Greymons, and he was feeling really confident. I was in a bad spot, and then I believe I managed to get off a Patamon effect where I gained an extra memory at some point. Can't remember what I played, but I had 3 memory. So I was like, okay, War Greymon. I don't think he was expecting a third one. To tell the truth, I don't think anyone's expecting a third one. It's probably not the. He's he's probably gone down a peg since Lord Nightmon, but I still enjoy playing him only because if I'm at 4 memory or 4 security, sorry, I can bump it down to 3. So when he goes to swing again, if he has an Angel Woman, I can bring out another body. So I think I will stick with 3. Speaking of Lord Nightmon, I am playing the 2. So um, this guy's pretty insane. He has won me a few games. Also, he's well, he replaced my Magnadramon, who I use to get additional bodies out on the floor, on the board, sorry. So when attacking, you can bring out level 3. I didn't, as you saw, I wasn't playing any Nightmons or anything like that, or anything that said Nightmon in its name. So I wasn't getting that effect off. And I did play a mirror match against a true like Lord Nightmon effect, and that that Nightmon on the field um, did get me. Because even if I survived the 4K, he could potentially get another Lord Nightmon or another Mega out on the field. So yeah, I this guy does go really well with Lord Nightmon. It's just that I didn't have any. Uh, but getting his effect off to get more bodies in the field, well, I had about I think 6 or 7 bodies on the field at one point with a combination of Andrew Woman and this guy. So definitely good. The other tech was Cherubimon. So I understood that I'm a recovery deck in a way. Still, I'm kind of like a hurt myself but need time to recover deck, if that makes any sense. So Cherubimon's effect is if I free off your security, place 1 yellow Digimon card from your trash at the top of your security. It doesn't specify what level, so you could potentially put a Mega as the top of your security if you're pretty certain that the opponent has weaker Digimon. Plus, it's a when attacking effect, so it's kind of a consistent recovery. I would, uh, I did get the effect off a couple of times. I would first lower the DP of a Digimon or a blocker well, not necessarily a blocker, a Digimon that's suspended, and use this guy to safely attack into that suspended Digimon because he's only 11k, and I kind of want to keep him around longer to get his effect off consistently to recover one. So, yeah, I enjoyed playing him. And last but not least, we had two Voltorarm. Didn't get his effect off at all. Um, he wasn't even in security. To tell the truth, actually, I did get his effect off once, but I was already losing a match because I had zero security. The opponent had two bodies. No matter what I'd done, they would have swung the game. So I just brought him out just to not flex, but go down fighting sort of thing. Um, I'm getting like sometimes I feel he's two spots that could have been something else. I don't know. I still think I should keep at least two in. I mean, I used to run three. I bumped that down to two. I don't know. I just didn't get his effect off that much. And the 6 cost memory, I either may have to play a was it Mega Digivolution card where it's 0 cost to play level 6, just so I can consistently bring him in without worries. But then I would have to possibly play more white cards, which I'm not too comfortable with because deck space is kind of tight in a way. I'm not sure. Um, he is just basically DPU reduction, DPU removal, but he's a big memory cost. So I don't know. I may have to think about him, find alternatives or something, possibly have more mons or more options. Who knows? And speaking of options, whoops. Of course, the standard Eden's Javelin didn't get the effect off once. She was in security, but it wasn't needed because the game was over before then. Love the card. Draw one, minus 1000 DP for each card in your hand. I had a lot of cards in my hand, although the most I had was 12, and unfortunately attacked him on. Was it attacked him on? You know what? Oh, I think is it. It might be Tactimon gets his. It was against a Tactimon, and because he got his effect off to increase his attack. You know what? I better double check if that's for the turn or if I might have to look into that because I might have misunderstood my opponent. Read cards, kids. Um, didn't get this effect off much. Spiral Masquerade. I didn't have enough bodies to make it worthwhile, so it is minus 3000 for each Digimon. But the most I was able to get off in some games was 6, which for some of the bodies that I was playing against, either it wasn't enough or the memory cost would have been too much for me to do anything else. So I think I still will try to keep this card in or swap it for the other one where all your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3000 because at least then it's a bit more broad in a sense. So my weaker guys could attack other guys if they needed to, but I don't know. It's a little tough with this one. Again, deck space is limited. And finally playing 2 Blinding Grey. I feel like this is consistent for me now. The times I did play it, most of the time I had no security anyway, so memory wasn't an issue, and it did win me a game. Um, Also playing my tamers, I'm able to see it in my security, and if I've got nothing else important, I'll just grab them out. So I think 2 might be okay for the deck. I I feel the options are kind of weak in this altogether though, but I'm always going to play Eden's Javelin just because draw power plus potentially get rid of a big body. Last but not least, we've got the 4TK. Of course, you have to have 4TK because it's TK. Check your security, add a yellow card to your hand. Add a card to your hand. If it was a yellow card, you get to recover 1. So you always want to aim for a yellow card, but there might be times where you might have to go for a different color. But if you do go for a different color, you get a recovery. Last tamer was Takumi. So I wasn't. Well, it's funny because I'm still playing enough draw power cards and enough Digivolution cards to draw into myself. But I played Cubemon to stop the Digisorption, but also played Takumi to make Rookie Rush a little bit more neggy. So its effects is that all level threes, including mine, lose what -1 memory. There was a game I kind of felt it played against me, but then it didn't because I was consistently digivolving. Um, the games, he also has your turn effect that whenever I digivolve, I can draw an additional card if I suspend him. I was getting that effect off consistently, but all those times that those effects are going off were games where I lost. So I was drawing into him to see if I can find something, like a blocker or something, and unfortunately it wasn't happening. So I don't know. I might just decide to cut him out to put back the yellow Kari if I have three or less security gain one memory card, just for the additional potential memory. But yeah, yeah, I'm not too sure about Takumi. I don't think he's right for this particular deck or my playstyle. So that is everything. I tried to make that a quicker video, but it's still at least 25 minutes. So there will be another tournament today. I've got a lot of things to do this morning, which is why I'm recording so darn early. And I'm going to be trying my purple deck. It's a OTK kind of deck. It'll be my first time playing like purple in an official setting rather than fun games. So it did start with a fun deck, but now I've changed it to possibly something good. And I say good because we were in my win streak. Anyways, I'll do another video regarding that deck's performance. Uh, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you again next time. Take care. Bye bye.